Across the Islamic Dawah sector, Elon Musk has again featured prominently as a result of his speech at the just concluded 2023 World Government Summit in Dubai. The speech was a normal question and answer section where he touched on a range of issues from his takeover of Twitter to his space program and then his views on world matters. I took significant time to look closely at his responses, and as a student of first the Christian religion and now the Islamic faith, I took notice of what he said about the coming of Dejjal. Elon Musk didn't make an explicit reference to the depraved icon in Islam known as Dejjal, but what he warned about essentially was against a ploy by the so-called globalist to kill the heterogeneous nature of world culture and civilization. Many people who observe world affairs with traditional concerns, like Elon Musk, have rallied against the concept of cultural homogenization, as it is detrimental to the diversity and the richness of culture around the world. Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome to another episode of the Open-Minded Thinker Show. To support what we do, please like and share this video so that others can apparently see these very great lessons and learn from it. Hit the subscription button as well to help us grow. The bone of contention on the episode today leaves one wondering how Dejjal would overtake and apparently control the world with his spell. And of course, an unlikely person like Elon Musk have raised the issue on a global scale. He spoke about the dangers of cultural homogenization, a concept that has remained at the heart of the corrupt push by the so-called globalists to spread Western civilization to the detriment of the variegated nature of world civilization.
I know this is called the World Government Summit, but I think we should be maybe a little bit concerned about actually becoming too much of a single world government. If I may say that we want to avoid creating a civilizational risk by having, frankly, this may sound a little odd, too much cooperation between governments. If you look at, say, at history and the rise and fall of civilizations, that really all throughout history, civilizations have risen and fallen, but it hasn't meant the doom of humanity as a whole, because there've been all these separate civilizations that were separated by great distances. And so, say like while Rome was falling, Islam was rising, and so you had like the sort of caliphate doing incredibly well while Rome was doing terribly.
He may have not mentioned the anti-God icon Dejjal, but the globalist process he was describing effectively sold out the plans of the agents of Dejjal in virtually every government sector around the world. There are confirmed prophecies that the Dejjal has already started working undercover to make the world weak. His intention is to various cultures that made the world beautiful and replace them with a single culture, value and civilization emasculated by the weakness of men and the permissiveness to veiled evil. This is so that when he strikes, his stooges would simply bow to his government and encourage the world to accept him as the Messiah sent by Allah to assuage the sufferings of the world. At that time, the weakness of the new global culture, which would not be based on either of the Abrahamic faith of Islam, Judaism and Christianity, will collapse like a pack of cards, giving the Dejjal complete control over the children of God.
And that actually ended up being a source of preservation of knowledge and many scientific advancements. And so, so I think we want to be a little bit cautious about being too much of a single civilization, because if we are too much of a single civilization, then if the whole thing may collapse. I'm obviously not suggesting war or anything like that, but I think we want to be a little bit wary of actually cooperating too much. It sounds a little odd, but we want to have some amount of civilizational diversity such that if something does go wrong with some part of civilization, that the whole thing doesn't collapse, and humanity keeps moving forward.
What Elon Musk is speaking against is simply that government should not kill their cultures in order to belong to the global family, that's the global civilization typified by Western civilization. Rather, they should plug into the Western system, tap from its merits while preserving their culture, tradition, and values. This would, according to him, metaphorically make civilization more difficult to be defeated by the Antichrist, or who they call the Dejjal. Elon Musk also talked about aliens, and they are relevant to our discussion here because there are parts of the Quran that specifically reference the fact that humans are the only people in the universe. You can see that he has just unknowingly confirmed the Quran while he claimed that the aliens might not be real. Elon Musk also raised a concern bordering on the fact that if the world is the only habitat, that's where human beings are located, where there's only living things, then there is a strong need to preserve the earth. This echoed the stand of some Quranic verses about the exclusivity of the earth. Pick your Quran, open to Surah Al-Anbiya, chapter 21, verse 30, and I quote, "Have those who disbelieved not considered that the heavens and the earth were a joined entity, and we separated them and made from water every living thing? Then we did not believe." End of quote. This verse highlights the concept of the earth as a unique entity that contains all living things. Surah Al-Rahman, chapter 55, verses 10, I quote, "And he created the earth for living creatures. In it are fruits and the palm trees with shoots of dates." End of quote. This verse also emphasizes the idea that the earth was created for living creatures and that it contains all the necessary resources to sustain life. So, brothers and sisters, we must be mindful of the warnings like this. They come from unlikely people like Elon Musk to warn us about the danger of letting go of our culture and faith to follow a dangerous path of self-destruction. Let's pray the various world civilizations are preserved, especially the Islamic faith. Guys, let's apply the break there. Well, share this video, like it, and let others know about it. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.